The ocean covers 71% of the Earth, yet only 5% has been explored. From leafy sea dragons to ghost fish, these are 15 mysterious underwater creatures captured on tape. Number 15. The leafy sea dragon. Meet the leafy sea dragon, a creature that poses as a twig in the water. It also looks harmless. Well, to humans it is harmless, but not to its tiny prey, such as small fish and crustaceans. You could dispense with the name leafy sea dragon and simply call it the master of camouflage, because it would never have imagined it had seen a fish if it ever came across it. The leafy sea dragon is a fish, but unlike those he knows, he is a poor swimmer. It tends to drift with the currents instead of straining to swim. That's not because this creature wants to be lazy or weak, but rather because it has almost invisible weak fins along its back and sides that it can only use to maneuver and swim slowly. And while most animals chase their food, the leafy sea dragon waits for its prey sitting among the seaweed or kelp. It can do so thanks to its leaf-shaped appendages that mimic the plants well. Ignorantly, small fish, thinking they are passing by kelp, would be caught by the leafy sea dragon. The sea dragon's appearance is not the only thing that makes it mysterious. Its reproduction is even more amazing. Once the female sea dragon lays eggs, the male carries them with a patch attached near his tail. The leafy sea dragon is a mysterious creature. Number 14. Box crab. Speaking of mystery, the box crab is another mysterious creature etched beneath the ocean. Because of its size, some call it the giant box crab, while others name it based on its nature and call it the embarrassment crab. And yes, some call it the red-spotted box crab because of its color. Whatever name you choose doesn't change the fact that the box crab is a rare creature. In fact, it is not an animal that can be seen from the surface due to its nocturnal habit and the fact that it buries itself in the sand. One look at the box crab and you can guess where it got its name. The way it inserts its large, unusually shaped pincers into its body creates a box. And often, when creating the box, it does so as if it is embarrassed. Hence the name shame-faced crab. The claws, when extended, are able to cover the entire front of the body, including the eyes, which provides protection from predators and also protects its eyes once buried in the sand. Its claws are a very useful part of the crab's body. It is not surprising that it is very protective of them. The right claw has a large hook and is used to crush mollusks such as snails and oysters, while the left claw is more delicate and is used to pick up pieces of crushed shell. The speed with which the box crab uses its claws, pulls them out and buries itself in the sand is astonishing. And it's all thanks to its body structure. If you're wondering how the box crab manages to stay alive buried in the sand, the answer is that its eyes and respiratory organs are located high up in the head, which means the crab breathes perfectly in the sand. Number 13. Ribbon eel. The last 5 seconds have undoubtedly reminded you of a ribbon. A ribbon will not move beautifully like this in an ocean unless it is controlled by someone. The creature you just saw is called a ribbon eel. Without a doubt, the ribbon eel is a captivating creature that carries fascinating life cycles. It comprises 3 completely different phases of coloration and also changes sex completely. The ribbon eel begins its journey in the ocean as a black eel, recognizable by the bright yellow dorsal fin, which runs the length of its dark black body. As it matures, the black changes to a bright electric blue with an equally bright yellow dorsal fin. This change signifies that the eel is in its male stage. Finally, when the male ribbon eel grows to about 1.5 meters or 4 feet, its color changes to yellow. This is when the ribbon eel enters its female stage. At this stage, the female eel may lay eggs. Most of the time, the ribbon eel is found on healthy coral reefs and sometimes on damaged coral reefs. What is visible is the head and upper body of the ribbon eel, with the rest of the body buried in the sand. But when it decides to come out of hiding, it is a special sight to behold. If you ever come across one, especially if it is free swimming, you will be tempted to touch it. The ribbon eel feeds on shrimp and small fish. However, it is often mistaken for an aggressive creature because of the way it opens and closes its mouth in what could be interpreted as a threat. Number 12. The large fin squid. This mysterious creature was first seen on a tape captured by a camera dropped into the ocean. No one knew what it was, except that it was a large squid. When the tape was analyzed, It revealed the squid's large eyes and strong curved beaks, 2 tentacles, as well as 8 arms of varying lengths. The arms measure closer to the body and taper to a narrow tip. Each arm possesses 2 rows of suckers, each measuring less than 2 millimeters across and sporting a ring of sharp teeth. It didn't really look like any known creature until it was spotted in other parts of the ocean. Now scientists have more to say about the creature. The large fin squid, also known as the glow or oval squid, varies in color. You can see them as translucent white, pale yellow, and brownish pink. The large fin squid has chromatophores covering some parts of its body, allowing it to change color and pattern quickly. In addition, it has iridophories on its head, which produce iridescent red and green lights when exposed to light. The large fin squid is a carnivorous predator that feeds on various types of marine life. It usually hunts at night and retreats to deeper waters to hide during the day. Its diet consists mainly of shrimp, crustaceans, and fish. With its tentacles, it grabs its prey and uses its 8 arms to cling to it as it eats it. Number 11. Nogonoid sea spider. Sure, you've seen spiders on land and some very wild ones. But isn't it shocking to know that there are spiders in the ocean, especially in the cold depths of the Southern Ocean, where life is harsh? In this region, the temperature can drop below freezing. Plant life is scarce or non-existent, which means it can be quite difficult to make a home here. But one animal that has miraculously survived these conditions is the sea spider. The sea spider is not actually a spider, but a distant relative in the phylum Arthropoda called Pycnogonida, hence the name Nogonoid sea spider. Sea spiders have been found in a variety of locations around the globe, from shallow tropical seas to icy oceans. But where they grow the most is in Antarctica. They can be as large as a house cat. This shows that the size range is attributed to habitat. Sea spiders love to feed on soft-bodied prey such as anemones, sponges, corals, jellies, worms, nudibranchs, and occasionally algae. The sea spider bites its prey using the proboscis and sucks out the viscera. Number 10. Fantasia transparent pink. What's an undergarment doing underwater? That's probably what you thought when you heard pink see-through Fantasia. But make no mistake, this is a sea cucumber. Since it was discovered in 2007, its survival tactics have made it relevant to this day. The pink Fantasia see-through owes its name to its transparent skin, through which you can see from the mouth to the intestine and even the anus. It is a bioluminescent animal, which means that it emits light. When this animal is in danger, it uses light to scare off potential predators. It swims using the finger-like membranes under its body. The most fascinating thing about this amazing animal is its unique feeding mechanism. The pink phantom filters nutrients from the sediments of the ocean floor, which not only allows it to obtain food, but also contributes to oxygenate the area. This benefits not only the sea cucumber, but also other creatures that inhabit the deep sea. Therefore, we can say that the sea cucumber is not only an adorable creature, but also a valuable contributor to its ecosystem. Would you like to have one as a pet? Unfortunately, that will not be possible. This fascinating creature is endemic to the deep sea and would not thrive in captivity. Number 9. Yeti crabs. We've all heard of the Yeti, the mythical creature said to haunt the Himalayas, but it's safe to say that none of us have seen it. Today, however, we have exciting news to share. A new species has recently been discovered in the depths of the oceans. Meet the incredible Yeti crab. This fascinating being is similar to the Yeti in many ways, although instead of being an ape-like creature, it is a crab. The discovery of the Yeti crab occurred in the year 2005, and since then it has become a unique and fascinating species. It has been given the scientific name Kiwa, after the Polynesian mythological goddess associated with shellfish. This name also refers to the physical characteristics of the Yeti crab, as its body is covered with hair and is completely white. Like its mythical namesake, the Yeti crab has no eyes, which makes it even more intriguing and special. But even with that disability, the Yeti crab has several unique adaptations to survive the harsh biome of the cold, desolate seafloor. The Yeti crab is characterized by a generally crab-like shape that is about 6 inches long and long, bristly pincers that allow it to collect bacteria. Only deep-sea submarines can reach where the Yeti crabs live. And so, there is still much to know about this mysterious creature. Number 8. The pufferfish. If you were ever asked to think of the ugliest animal you could imagine, what animal would it be? If it wasn't the pufferfish, you just got a substitute. A pale pink gelatinous mass with a downturned mouth and a big floppy nose. In 2013, it was named the world's ugliest animal. But that only launched this hideous fish to fame with meme songs, stuffed animals, and even TV characters. Created in his honor, however, the fish was misunderstood. According to scientist Richard Arnott, this viral image of the pufferfish looks nothing like its actual appearance. The fish only looks terrible when it has been ripped from its home and has suffered devastating tissue damage due to rapid depressurization as it is dragged to the surface. The pufferfish resides thousands of meters underwater, and there the misunderstood pufferfish looks like a normal fish. These tadpole-shaped fish have a bulbous head, large jaws, a tapered tail, and feathery pectoral fins. It has no scales, and instead of scales, it has loose, flaccid skin. It has bones and muscles, but the bones are not strong and the muscles are not thick. Instead of relying on them, it relies on water pressure to maintain its shape. This is why pufferfish collapse into mushy mush when brought to the surface. Pufferfish are usually found in dark, cold, and dangerous habitats where food is not scarce. Pufferfish stalk their prey and simply eat whatever passes by, such as crustaceans, brittle stars, anemones, and snails. This allows them to conserve energy, which is key to their survival. Number 7. Sea pen. You know, no one writes in the ocean, so why the name? Obviously, the sea pen is not a real pen, but it wasn't after a suborder, which resembles those ancient quill pens. The truth is that only one group of sea pens really lives up to this ancient pen description. The other species have club-shaped structures, so perhaps they should have been called the sea clubs. A sea pen is basically a motionless animal. They don't actually move. They are on their own, and so they fit into the same category as the sea, anemones, and coral. In fact, they are classified as octocoral, which has multiple polyps, which is a sac-like structure, and each polyp will have 8 tentacles. We can say that these 8 tentacles gave the sea pen the passage to the octocorals family. You may agree that these multiple polyps make the sea pen look amazing, but they also have a good purpose for being there. The polyps that cover the sea pen eventually become stiff, and in the process, the sea pen loses its tentacles. The stiff polyps then become responsible for food and water intake and reproductive structures. Although let's say the sea pen is anchored to the ground and they don't move, they can pull the anchor and move to a new location if they need to. But most of the time they are in a place with a nice current that can bring them all kinds of plankton, their favorite food. Number 6. The red-hand fish. The red-hand fish is a very interesting and unique fish of its species. Unlike most swimming fish, the red-hand fish is able to walk thanks to its modified fins that resemble human hands. This very special feature distinguishes it from other fish and makes it a fascinating creature. In addition, it is important to note that the red-hand fish is very rare and scarce in the world. It is estimated that there are only about 100 adults in total. This small population makes it a very vulnerable and endangered species. It is not only the way they walk that makes the red-hand fish so peculiar, their color is also impressive. They can range from an intense bright red to a delicate light pink. These vibrant colors make them even more striking and beautiful. As for their size, red-handed fish are usually quite small, generally measuring less than 10 centimeters in length. Despite their diminutive size, these fish have a remarkable presence and captivate the attention of those lucky enough to see them. In their early life stages, they do not spend time drifting as larvae within the water column, and therefore have little dispersal ability, which limits their ability to colonize new areas. The reproductive pattern of the redfish is complex, so not much is known about it. However, we do know that females lay their eggs at the base of various algae or seagrasses and remain on guard until they hatch directly onto the sand as a fully developed juvenile, between 4 and 6 millimeters in length. Number 5. The colossal squid. You might have guessed it from its name, but you really have no idea how amazing the colossal squid is. This invertebrate is the heaviest invertebrate on Earth. This gigantic sea creature can grow up to 33 feet long and weigh up to 1,500 pounds. However, many scientists claim that there are colossal squid in the ocean that are even larger. Not only is the colossal squid's body large, but so are its eyeballs. In addition, its impressive size and weight allow it to dominate its aquatic environment and stand out among other marine species. It is fascinating to contemplate the magnitude of this creature and to understand the importance of its presence in the oceans. Its eyes are the largest of any animal in the world. The eyes of the colossal squid measure more than 12 inches in diameter. That's a size larger than a standard NBA basketball. But instead of using these eyeballs solely to spot its prey, the colossal squid also uses them to spot a larger predator, such as sperm whales, especially in the dark, deep sea. Like other squid species, the colossal squid also has 2 tentacles and 8 arms, giving it great versatility. In addition to its numerous sharp hooks, the colossal squid has hundreds of suction cups on each of its limbs, giving it greater gripping capacity. And on top of all this, it possesses a sharp, parrot-shaped beak that it uses to grope and catch its prey, demonstrating its impressive adaptation and predatory abilities. Number 4. Christmas tree worm. Who doesn't love Christmas? Christmas Day comes once a year, and so does decorating the tree. But deep in the ocean, every day is Christmas. There is always at least one Christmas tree, all thanks to Christmas tree worms. Christmas tree worms are a type of polychaete, a group of segmented worms that contains more than 13,000 species, and these worms brighten the ocean. What you're seeing right now are Seuss-style plumes, which come in a variety of color morphs and are called wreaths. In addition, these Christmas tree worms are fascinating sea creatures that play an important role in the ocean ecosystem. Their presence and their role in the food chain contribute to maintaining balance and diversity in the oceans. In addition, their ability to change color and shape is amazing, making them a wonder of nature that deserves to be studied and appreciated. In short, Christmas tree worms are an essential part of marine life and a reminder that the magic of Christmas extends far beyond our shores. These wreaths come in pairs because each worm has 2 of them. The wreaths are for catching, for passing prey. But they do more than that. They also serve to harness oxygen, which is why most people mistake their structure for gills. Worms will perch on corals, but they are quite picky when it comes to choosing which coral to perch on. It has been speculated that perching on carefully selected species may help the worms with reproduction, while some believe it is to avoid predation. Number 3. Gulper eel. Imagine something weird, creepy, and cool in one body. Chances are it's not something you've ever come across. But from everything you've seen so far, chances are such a creature could exist, and certainly in the ocean. Say hello to the mysterious barrenkill eel, also known as the pelican eel, one of the most unusual creatures discovered underwater. While the ribbon eel stands out for its striking colors, the snout eel doesn't need color or size to stand out. It just does. And yes, you guessed right. Their huge, gulping mouth makes it easier to spot the gulper eel from anywhere. This mouth allows them to gobble up entire prey, and this includes larger fish. Because the gulper eel knows the ability of its mouth rather than looking for what to eat, a greater percentage of this creature's energy is channeled into finding a mate. This is more important to this creature, so important that the mature male grows larger olfactory organs to sniff out females as he loses his teeth. And according to research, the male swallow eel dies soon after mating. Because of the resources it puts into reproduction, the snout eel is definitely a lovebird. Number 2. Pyrosoma. If you're an experienced diver, you may have been lucky enough to witness a fascinating phenomenon in the ocean: a pyrosome. Pyrosomes are inflatable tubes that look inert, but surprisingly come to life when disturbed, emitting a dazzling bioluminescence. These tubes, which can measure up to 12 meters in length, are made up of a community of tiny animals known as zooids. Each of these zooids has its own body, but they are all physically united, forming a single colonial organism. It is truly an impressive spectacle that perplexes observers. An even stranger and more fascinating fact about pyrosomes is that all the zooids that make up a single pyrosome are clones of a single individual. This means that all zooids have the same genetic information and characteristics. In addition, each zooid has the ability to replicate itself, resulting in an exponential increase in the zooid population. It is amazing how each zooid is physically connected to the others, as they share tissues and function as a collective unit. As water flows through the pyrosome, each zooid sucks in water and filters plankton for food. It then expels the debris into the tube, thus maintaining the functioning and feeding of the entire colony. It is interesting to note that the tube has a closed end and an open end, The water comes out of the open end, generating a jet propulsion that allows the entire colony to move. Undoubtedly, this creature is fascinating and amazing in its functioning and structure. Number 1. The ghost catfish. According to stories and myths, ghosts are pale, translucent, and dim. This makes the name ghost catfish perfect for this creature. The ghost fish is also known as a glass fish because of its translucent body. Its beating heart, as well as its spine, can be clearly seen from the outside. If you are thinking of stocking a home aquarium, the ghost fish is perfect for you. They are very small in size and, at their largest size, measure about 2.5 inches. In captivity, the translucent body may just make the fish pretty, but in the ocean, it protects predators, such as large fish. Ghost fish also travel in schools, which also helps protect them. They love to catch their food as it falls into the water. Unlike other types of catfish known as bottom feeders, they feed on mosquito larvae, brine shrimp, and mosquito larvae. Although a good number of them have been caught and sold for display in home aquariums, this has had absolutely no major effect on their overall population. We can be sure that the ghost fish will be around for a long time to come. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one.